one person, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people, 12 people. We're like, what the fuck? Like, there's people on this website we've been putting up and working on for so long. There's actually people looking at this thing.
I cried. I just couldn't in that moment. Yeah.
That was fucking crazy.
This is what it's all about. Like, without all these 2 years of work and everything we've had to put in, you don't get to experience these highs, that joy that you get, but it's so worth it.
My bad days are bad days. I can't get out of bed. There's no cure. There's no medication that's going to help. It's tough. It's one of those things you don't get prepared to deal with all of this. It's one thing to have a chronic illness, but it's one thing to let it define you. And I don't let it define me as the person that I am.
We had to do it the right way, do it once, do it right. We were literally about to place our bulk order and we had all the samples done, the embroidery, everything was perfect. And then our supplier's like, so you have your certifications and all that sort of stuff set up, right? We're like,
All right, so we're here with the founders of one of the most exciting product launches of 2023. I've been saying this about e-com since I've been involved in it 5-6 years ago. Every year it seems like we're in like the Australian e-com bubble. There's 2 or 3, maybe 4 brands, depending on the year, that really kick off and pop and do something unique and fun and really, you know, establish themselves as a really cool brand that a lot of people know of. You guys are definitely one of the absolutely killing it with the Alia bottle. If you guys listening spend any time on TikTok, I'm sure you would have seen the hilarious, crazy videos documenting the journey about their brand and their life in general. So we're going to get into all of that, get to know you two a little bit more. It's actually not the first time that Yui's been on the podcast.
believe it or not.
Believe it or not, there's a very deep in the archives, unreleased episode there. But their first podcast talking about Alia Bottle. And I've said it before, like, I think the best thing about this podcast is, yeah, we get the opportunity to have, you know, like the episode we just dropped, $100 million CEO, founders of massive brands. But the most exciting part is, like, most people listening are in the position where they're, you know, working on their dream or they're thinking of ideas and they're right in the thick of it. You guys are right there. You are watching essentially your life change in front of your eyes. So it's a very exciting period. Yui and Danielle, welcome to the podcast. Yui, thanks for, you know, being in front of the camera for once instead of behind it.
I know, I'm finally in the hot seat and thank you very much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. Now, obviously, Yui's been a part of like what we've been doing here from the beginning. Great friend, a brother of mine, like has done so much for us. No one deserves this success like you. You've worked so hard. So honestly, everything that comes from here is very well deserved. But where I want to start with this is kind of how the brand came to be. And obviously that's a lot linked to your story, Danielle. For those who don't already know you, obviously you've struggled with endometriosis for, I'm not sure, this is a question or not, is it like from birth or does it develop at some stage later in life? But I want to, for the people that don't kind of know what it is, explain to the listeners what endometriosis is and kind of what your experience has been like, because obviously that's what's really inspired the Alia bottle, and then we can explain kind of what the product is and everything like that.
I was initially unofficially diagnosed at the age of 12.
Okay.
Now 27. So it was a long journey between me getting diagnosed. So from 12 till about 21, I didn't have any official diagnosis, but it was always suspected that I had endometriosis. What it is tissue similar to the lining of the uterus that grows and implants in other organs of the body, predominantly known in the uterus. So that's what it was. Yeah.
So again, I looked at a bit and it seems so crazy. Obviously, I did I obviously know you guys, but I did my research just on you as well and looked at your Instagram and some of the stuff you've gone through now. Some of the things that you've had to go through, like cyst rupturing, you ending up in hospital multiple times, surgeries, migraines, nausea. Talk to me about what the symptoms are like on a bad day for someone with endo. And is yours like an extreme example, a moderate example? How would you kind of explain like how your experience with endo has been?
So it goes in stages. But the stage of endometriosis from 1 to 4 doesn't correlate with pain or symptoms.
Okay.
So I could be a stage 4 and have no symptoms at all, or I can be a stage 4 and be bedridden. For me, unfortunately, it was always on the higher end of the scale. So I do have stage 4. I have it in my bowel, my bladder, and all around my uterus, my fallopian tubes and everywhere else. So my bad days are bad days. I can't get out of bed. So I'd be vomiting, sick, and I'd be screaming. I can't move. It's very debilitating. So going through that from a young age, no one really prepares you for a life ahead of you with chronic pain. There's no rule book. There's no cure. There's no medication that's going to help. You know, from a very young age, you're put on very strong pain relief medication, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the end all be all and that's the fix to everything, you know. That's why we resort to a lot of hospital visits and everything else. And that doesn't go to say they help you there either. It's very tough.
How many times, I don't even know if it's something you can keep track of, but let's say in the last like 2-3 years since you've kind of been working on the idea and you two have been together, how many hospital trips do you think you've had to do together?
You reckon?
Over 20.
20 hospital trips. Wow, that's mental. So that's you're experiencing those sorts of pain now. Kind of to link it back to the brand, Alia Bottle, electric hot water bottle. Now, as someone with endo, you'd been living, I guess, obsessed with hot water bottles for your whole life. Tell me about actually creating the idea for the brand and how you used this. We've also got little Spyro. I don't know if you can see on the cameras, a very small kitten under our lamp today. He's just snoozing out for anyone watching on YouTube. Very fucking cute. But yeah, so talk to me about, obviously you've had that really gnarly experience. Living with endo doesn't look like fun in terms of the amount of pain you have to go through. Obviously Yui's a saint for being so patient and supportive through all that. At least it seems that way from my perspective. I don't know what gets edited out of those YouTube, those little behind the scenes vlogs. But at what point did you realize, like, hey, I'm going through this condition that, you know, a lot of women do, and I feel like I only really heard about that condition in the last like 3-4 years. It's something relatively new to me, and obviously for a lot of guys that wouldn't have heard of. But at what point do you start thinking, I want to do something in this space to help women that are going through this, kind of get a little bit better quality of life or experience less pain?
So as I said, there's no quick fix for anything, but heat therapy is something that has helped me and helps many others. So I think I had a bit of a drive because I always used to help people around me that suffered with pain and discomfort just by talking. I never really had anything. And then when Yui came into the picture, he needed
Bro, I was sick and tired of these fucking kettles, these hot water bottles and all this sort of shit.
I think we had like maybe 4 at his house. I had like 10 at my house, everywhere, in my car, work, didn't matter where it was. And I'd call him on my way, hey, get the kettle done.
Yeah.
You know, to fill it up. And so it was something that I wanted to, it was an idea that came from that.
We knew there had to be a better way.
Yeah.
So
now, obviously this is like jumping forward a little bit in terms of the journey but I just want to know, like, so from that point, obviously I know the behind the scenes a little bit more than most people. Obviously there was a big lag between, you know, okay, you figuring out you want to do something until finally getting to launch. But and then this is kind of linked to what we'll get into a lot. Obviously you guys have absolutely killed it with organic content, particularly TikTok. I want to chat about all that. But didn't that kind of whole TikTok journey start with just you doing a few videos, talking like to your people about it before there was even an idea for Alia Bottle?
Yeah.
What inspired you to start putting out content around that back then?
I think it was, I wanted to put our relationship out there a little bit because we have a very fun, bubbly relationship. But I also wanted to know, because I used to get girls message me on Instagram, my personal Instagram, how does your boyfriend deal with your chronic illness? So that was, for me, it's hard because you don't, as a woman, you feel less than when you're going through things like this. So finding someone that loves you for who you are is very important. And I think that's where it stemmed from, is the relationship stuff on TikTok. Then Yui was trying to film a piece of content, actually.
We were trying to get a photo. It was during lockdown. I was at a house.
Yeah.
And we were just trying to get a photo, and I didn't have a timer. I just had a video set up. Because I had an Android back in the day. I didn't know how to do it. Anyway, so I just had my phone set up. And then we got in position, and we're holding each other. We're about to pose, and then
I had a flare-up.
Like on camera?
On camera.
So a flare-up is like, it'll just like hit you out of nowhere.
And then I just felt like almost like a rupture, which is a cyst rupture. And it literally brought me to my knees.
And me being me, I was there like mucking around with her, pretending that I fucking noodle sauce.
Which I don't mind, because in that situation, you do want a bit of light.
Yeah, a bit distracted.
And distraction. And then it was, was that same night, I was rushing me to hospital because I had an internal hemorrhage.
So does that mean like surgery when that happens, or what do they put you on, like a drip, or like what do they do?
Because you obviously tend to lose fluids and you're nauseous and you're vomiting, very unwell. They don't run you after surgery. They just, your body does its thing and reabsorbs all of it and your body discards it. So I think I was in hospital that time 4 days.
Yeah.
With that pain.
4 days.
Yeah.
Was that our first hospital trip together?
No, it was
wasn't,
not.
no.
What was the first hospital trip? Do you remember?
It was, I think,
week.
15 or 17 days. We keep fighting about this. I keep saying 15. She says 17 days. What is it?
That's no.
Seven.
Yeah, it was about 17 days, I think.
Into our relationship was our first hospital trip.
First of many. Daniel, can I just get you to chuck the mic a little bit closer to you? You can pull it around if you need to. I don't know. I can see Joe. He's not saying it's not coming through, but I'm just really, I really want to make
Pretty far from it, yeah.
Yeah, because you're talking to you. I want to make sure it captures. So, first hospital trip really early into the journey. Now, Yui's also had some hospital trips as well. We had you when we did that podcast. Something that's really crazy is like you've had your own history with health issues, not from a chronic condition, but you're actually in a car accident many years ago, and your back is still fucked, right?
Still fucked, the typical Arab back, but yeah, from that car accident, that's where it all started. And yeah, man,
it's just so crazy. Like I love people like having a bit of adversity, and because it's so easy to let your adversity define you, but like using that as an opportunity, as a platform to launch something, and like really like use that to inspire you as fuel, right? To kind of move ahead and do something. But I want to know the mentality. I'm very grateful I've never experienced anything like that. But for me, outside looking in, someone who, so many hospital visits, flare-ups, you never know when it's going to come. I feel like it could be very easy to get the kind of why me mentality. Like, why is this happening to me? What goes through your head when those thoughts come? It'd be only human for those to come. And then what kind of picks you up in the bad days and gets you out of that?
It's tough. It's one of those things you don't get prepared to deal with all of this. But you have to have fire and a drive inside of you just to keep going. And my drive is my family, my partner, Alia, my friends, to keep going. Because if I don't have that and I feel sorry for myself, I'm just going to be worse off. And that has always been my mentality from high school. I'd always still rock up to school, even being unwell, go to work unwell. I used to take naps in the back office during my lunch break just so I can keep going. Because it's one thing to have a chronic illness, but it's one thing to let it define you. And I don't let it define me as a person that I am.
And again, I'm very uneducated on what it's like living with endo. As you start to get like older, does the symptoms kind of settle down a little bit, or it's so unpredictable?
So unpredictable.
Wow.
I've had 5 surgeries and just booked in my 6th.
So what happens are they cutting out parts of you and stuff?
Yeah,
like
so it's a disease that kind of implants. So it's like a freckle and it just grows and implants around. So they excise that lesion and they scrape it all around and clean.
Is this like an endo surgery where people get like part of their bowels cut out as well? Is that what happens sometimes?
Yeah, they can. So they can get bowel resections because it just grows there, or bladder resections and have stents put in. So I have I'm actually getting a stent put in my bladder next to me.
And that you think that'll help? Like that's something that can...
It's very catch-22. You just never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of like getting back on to kind of like how this turned into a business and that journey, talk to me about the early days. Like, when did you get the idea? How did it come up? And then where do you go from there? Because a lot of people like finding the right product to launch their first brand is like one of the trickiest parts. People can go and look for years and years and years. And if they don't have any sort of like decisiveness, then they'll just never start something. But where did that seed start for like what would actually become Alia?
Well, for us, it wasn't even trying to start a business or anything like that. It was literally, I was just tired of using these hot water bottles. There had to be something different. And we were looking online trying to see if anybody had anything special, anything out there. We're testing this one product where it was like a chemical sort of based product. And then you had a clicker in it and then it would instantly heat up. So it was like...
so like those, when you go to the snow and you click those, like you crush those things.
And I'm like, that's mad. Like if Danielle sits there and tells me, like I need the heat now, I can just click it and then it's done. But then the problem with that was you need to boil it afterwards to reset it.
Oh, really?
And we're like, well, obviously, we'll do what we got to do.
Yeah.
And then from there, I don't know what happened. What happened there?
Research. It was constant research. I think a lot of research goes into trying to find the right product.
Yeah, it was just trying to find different things, heat packs,
Yeah.
water bottles, and then from there, I think that was at around the time when Danielle was starting to go a bit viral on TikTok, and we're doing the TikTok live.
You guys are going live like every single day, right?
Almost.
Yeah.
What were you-
There was nothing to do in lockdown.
So this is in like, what were you doing? Like, what were you talking about on lives? Was it about endo? Was it just random? Like anything?
Everything and anything.
But it was going more down that path. People were asking,
Yeah.
and the relationship, and how did I deal with it? How did she tell me, and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. Like people, what they were DMing her, they were even coming on live and asking that sort of stuff.
All right, guys, just quickly, I've got some news. I've spent close to the past 18 months building the ultimate program that takes you through the complete process, and I mean the complete process of launching and scaling your very own e-commerce brand from zero all the way up to $1 million plus per year. And now with this program, what you're going to get access to is 15 modules with over 100 training videos and 23 hours of in-depth content, taking you through everything you need to know to build a successful e-com brand. And this is the important part. This isn't just stuff that you can look up on YouTube. This is stuff I've taken from real lessons and experiences building Happy Skin Co. from zero all the way up to an 8-figure per year brand. You're going to get access to loads of custom tools, templates, and calculators that I've used to build and run Happy Skin Co. There's going to be one-on-one mentoring with myself and other expert coaches. And there's also weekly group Q&A calls with myself to make sure you're feeling completely supported throughout the entire process. And now what I've learned from consulting to everyone from people starting their very first e-commerce brand all the way up to brands already doing 7 figures plus per year is that there's a process and a framework to follow if you want to be successful with e-com. Now, if this is something you're interested in, hit the link below and go to join.viralbrandbuilder.com. All the information's there and you can book a call directly with me. Otherwise, send me a DM and we can chat there. Anyway, let's get back to the pod. And like, you've got some really pretty full-on messages from people and phone calls and stuff. Talk to me about, you know, some of the messages you get from people that are going through this sort of similar sort of thing that you are.
It's very emotional. A lot of people struggle. A lot of people are ignored. As someone that has spent, over 10 years being ignored by Medicare professionals, it was hard. So for me, I just want to allow myself, be that big sister that I never had. That's what it was for me. And I get messages, like 100 messages a week over girls just telling me of their problems, what pain they're going through, going to hospital and being ignored at hospital, or starting out in the diagnostic process. What do they do? How do they go about it? So yeah, it's a lot. And
how do you deal with the pressure of being that big sister, as you said, to so many people? Is it difficult to, sometimes when you're going through your own stuff to feel like because you're like so community focused and you want to, give back to everyone, like maybe you're going through a flare up. How do you then, get it together enough to do that?
It's overwhelming, but I find joy and fulfillment in doing what I do and helping others. So even if I'm in a flare up, I just take, and I put up a story just letting people know I'm at the hospital or I'm going through this. I let them know and you get beautiful messages back. But also I find so much love being there for others. Yeah.
Have you got any hate?
No.
No hate. That's pretty good.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
It's been pretty good.
Now, Yui, from your perspective as being the partner in this situation, what's it like to see like the woman you love going through this pain and but even for you, like seeing her go through the pain and suffering, but also like it's a big responsibility for you as well. Like it wouldn't be easy to be the partner of someone going through that. What's your experience been like?
Well, at the start when she was telling me about her having a chronic illness, like on our first date, I didn't understand that. I was like, I had no idea. She was telling me she's got this endometriosis and all that. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, I don't know what this is.
You're like, yeah, I'm an endomorph.
Yeah, come on, bring it on. But then as the relationship progressed, and then especially that 15 or 17 days in when we had the first hospital visit, I was like, what, as a man, like, what can I do to help you? How can I help? What can I do? Like, let me go here, grab this for you. Let me do all this sort of stuff. But then when she sort of sat me down and explained, like, there's nothing you can really do. Like, it's internal. Doctors can't even help me. Like, and I was like, fucking, I felt hopeless.
Yeah.
That was like part of the drive of like, okay, we got to find a better way. Let's make everything convenient. Like, there's got to be a better way. So, yeah, I don't know. No.
Because like that's that classic man thing where like your partner will tell you a problem and you feel like your like male brain just like goes into like problem solving, but sometimes it's not even about that. It's just about being there and supporting them.
That's right.
But that feeling of hopelessness, yeah, that's the difficult thing. Like, I don't know, obviously you're not a doctor, Danielle, but is there anything that you think like in the space you've spoken about people being ignored by the hospital system and Medicare and all that, like, is there anything that you think could be done better to, apart from obviously products like this, to help manage symptoms, but is there anything you think that can be done to help?
I think our doctors need to be more informed. I think that they need to have the surgical, they need to be able to handle this surgically.
Yeah.
There is a lot of methods that have come out that are not helpful. So, you know, if we think of a laparoscopy as typical surgery and an excision, you're cutting it out, whereas now they've got lasers involved and things like that, which cause more problems and more damage to the areas. You know, you're just cauterizing and you're just burning off that superficial layer, and that's not really doing anything. But it comes down to the knowledge of the doctor. And I think being so textbook, you have to think outside of the box. When you think of a disease that affects more than 10% of the world's population, you know, you need to have a better understanding as to what's going on. You know, they've changed in Australia, they've just changed it from 1 in 10 to 1 in 9. And then they changed it again. It's just, you know, if you're having this frequency of people having this disease, why aren't doctors well versed in it? Why do they not know how to surgically deal with it? So, yeah.
Do you think this is something as well that has only started to get a little bit more, like, I don't know if attention's the right word, but like attention on the issue, like since like the rise of social media and people like being able to share their individual stories and people being able to find communities that are, you know,
100%.
going through that together?
100%. If it wasn't for the community that, you know, myself and other people are involved in, I don't think there would be that push or that drive.
Yeah.
You know, if in New South Wales we have a particular funding, where is this funding going? And why aren't people getting the help that they need? You know, on average, you know, if I look at my hospital bills just for this year alone, it's over $40,000.
And how much of that do you have to cover yourself?
A lot of it.
Really?
And I've got private health. My surgery last year cost me just under $20,000 with private health.
So you still had to pay that much?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So
you think Australia, you think, oh, we got Medicare, you don't have to really pay for medical stuff, but
yeah, it was such a big taboo subject. Women's health was always taboo. Yep, she gets her period, she's fine. It's just a heavy period, it's fine. It's just period pain. No, it's way beyond that. Actually, we had someone comment on one of the posts on TikTok saying, well, how do you know that generations of women with period pain isn't normal? And it's like, because if it affects your daily life, then that's not normal.
Yeah.
Maybe like the one day you get all the cramping, all that sort of stuff, but not for 7 days.
Yeah. How would you describe, again, to a guy, how would you just describe the difference between, like, just so it's clear for the people out there that, you know, want to throw around kind of off the cuff smart ass comments, how would you explain the difference between like, you know, bad cramps for like a day or two versus like proper endo pain?
Couldn't tell you. I've been going for it since 12 years old. I couldn't tell you.
So you've had this sort of thing since like you developed your period. Wow.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you. From such a young age, I couldn't do my ATAR in year 12 because of that. Yeah. Because I spent so much time in hospital and out of school that they said, we can't give you your ATAR. Yeah.
What was it like for your parents seeing you go through that throughout school?
It was hard for them. Mum had a similar background, but it was after she got married and had kids. So I felt a little bit alone because I didn't have many people to go to. And Mum was kind of a little bit in denial. She didn't want to see her daughter go through this. So it was hard for her to go through it. But socially, that was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Did you feel like you missed out on like many experiences when you're in high school, excursions, camps, that sort of stuff?
Yeah. So even when I would go, I'd get picked up. Yeah. Yeah, it was tough. It was growing up was tough because you could explain something to someone, but they weren't going to understand. And then you go to sick bay and they would fill up the rubber hot water bottles with tap water, warm tap water. And then I'd just call Mum, like, Mum, I can't do it. You have to pick me up.
Yeah.
Or I'd call Mum while I'm in the toilets. I'd leave class and just lay in the toilet floor vomiting. because of the pain.
pain.
It's just that bad.
In terms of like living with this condition, I know that it's like it's shaped your whole life clearly, but how would you say it's shaped you and defined you? Like how would you put that into words?
Love this question. I'm more wiser, and I understand my body and I understand myself in ways that I never thought were possible. I have the desire to always help and be there for others. It's just shaped me in such a beautiful way. I don't know. Really, I don't ever let it define me. And I actually saw a holistic doctor the other week, and she goes, "What do you do when you go through these flare-ups?" And I said, "I just go about my day." She goes, "Wow, you're the first person that has ever come in here and said that."
Yeah, we see both of you in hospital, still laptops out, doing work in the hospital.
Still working, or still at work, or still doing things. Like I can't. Chronic illness is above my head. It's what I suffer with, but it's not who I am as a person.
Yeah. But even like so you can go one of two ways when you have a bit of adversity in your life. You can let it like cripple you in terms of like let it define who you are, let it affect your confidence, let it affect your self-worth, or you can really be like, no, fuck this. Like I don't care. I'm going to, do whatever I want to do with my life regardless of this. And if I have to experience some pain along the way, that's just part of the journey. Now, obviously it's borne out this, which could be another life-defining moment. It seems very much like it's very exciting when you're launching a business and you put out a video and it goes fucking millions and millions of views, and then you start seeing the cha-chings come through. Now, well, I want to get to that day, like launching and all the pre-orders, but talk to me about that gap. We spoke about, it took you about 2 years between idea and actually launching. Talk to me about some of the challenges and roadblocks that kind of delayed you or you had to overcome along the way. Because
we have all day.
Well, because this is so like you're around me enough to see the conversations I have with people. The research phase and the pre-launch phase, so many people don't get past that because of these challenges, roadblocks. They give up. It's too hard. I can't be bothered. This fear of failure kicks in, and they're like, I don't really want, like, if I commit to it and fail, then it's I've really failed. But if I don't really try, then I can you have that little out to yourself. But then you're only costing yourself the shot at the life you really want. So talk to me about those 2 years, some of the things you had to overcome.
Well, there was a lot of things, obviously, but perfecting the product, trying to find what was going to work well.
The actual product itself.
Product itself. We had Joe helping us out, and he doesn't remember this, which pisses me off, but he actually helped us find the Alia bottle.
Yeah.
Look, he's nodding his head.
Just another day for Joe.
Another day for Joe helping, So there was that, and then there was a sampling process, going through perfecting the body strap, making sure everything was right with that. We wanted it to charge at a certain amount of time.
So your sampling process, was that with like, you had like a range of different manufacturers, or it was one manufacturer and loads of samples to get it right? What was that for you?
One manufacturer and loads of samples.
Yeah.
Because at that time, that was the only manufacturer doing it. Like, we were so early on this whole wave. And like, if you were to go on Instagram, now you'd get bombarded with a whole bunch of people trying to sell hot water bottles and all that product. There was nothing back then. Otherwise, I would have bought it. Trust me, I would have bought it. I would have tried anything back then. So there was nothing. So that was one part.
So what were the things that you had to try and like overcome about the product? Like, what do you have to get right? The strap was one thing.
The strap definitely one thing, because it was bulging too much, and it was like a different design, and it was sagging too much, and we couldn't get the Velcro to strap secure enough, and there's just all these little tedious things.
Were your manufacturer like doing their heads in? Because I know like they don't love this perfectionism.
No.
They would have been doing their heads in.
Like, it's fine. We're like, it's not.
So did they do all the changes for you? Like in the end?
Yeah. Oh, especially we're dealing with them for over 2 years.
Yeah. At that point, I'm sure they're like, these guys aren't even going to place an order. Like they see it all the time.
Yeah. It was the second year, I think they started to take us a little less seriously. I'm like, okay, you're just wasting our time.
Yeah.
Now. Because it got to a point where one of the roadblocks where we were literally about to place our bulk order.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say the first one, this is a little bit before the first year. We were about to place the bulk order. We had all the samples done, the embroidery, everything was perfect. And then our supplier's like, so you have your certifications and all that sort of stuff set up, right? We're like, what? It's the first we've ever heard of this. What do you mean? And she's like, well, you need to be completely certified to operate in Australia and do all that sort of stuff. So we're like, oh, fuck. We're like, okay, what do we need? And then we went through that whole process, and that took a massive chunk. Like, that was, I don't even know, 6 to 8 months of that process, going through figuring out which not manufacturer, which testing,
Labs.
which lab testing facility to go to, get all that testing report done, which could actually was verified enough to be considered appropriate for Australian standards. So there was trying to find that manufacturer or that lab, and then all the agencies here, the government agencies that we had to speak to in Queensland, Melbourne, all those places, just trying to get everything to marry together.
That was a
Oh
process.
my!
How long did it take to get like once you found the right like regulator or the lab to do the testing on them? Was it like for the electrical standards and stuff?
Yeah.
How long was it? Like how long's that process once you hit them up
Well, since we hit them up
Like-
and then getting it done.
and then getting it done?
So there was in the middle of that, Australia changed their standards
Okay.
and they classified the Alia bottle as a foot warmer.
A foot warmer.
A foot warmer. You remember that?
Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of weird things
yeah,
going
so
on.
what our suppliers were telling us was one certification, and then what we were getting advised here was completely different.
Yeah.
It was just a constant. So we didn't.
It was like a ping pong match and we were losing to you. It
Yeah.
was like,
What's new? But anyway, yeah.
So yeah, we're getting tossed around with a whole bunch of different information from different people. I even resorted to Chat GPT. I'm asking
You can't ask
ChatGPT.
that law stuff. It doesn't
Yeah,
know
no.
the difference.
No.
But it actually was helpful, like surprisingly.
Yeah.
It knew a few things which
Yeah.
So I don't even know the process from start to finish. Well, I'm saying overall it was like 6 to 8 months,
Yeah.
probably even more,
Mhm.
that whole thing. And then once,
6 to 8 months to get that sorted.
yeah,
How much do you reckon you spent on that, like testings and stuff? Thousands?
Thousands.
yeah,
Yeah.
thousands.
That didn't finalize until just before we launched.
Wow.
Yeah.
We didn't place the order before that, but we waited for everything first.
Just in case,
I
yeah.
remember the day she called me. I was at a job filming. She
20
called me.
times.
Yeah, well, I'm filming. I'm working. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to answer my phone. Anyway, I get to my phone. I'm like, somebody's died. What's going on? Like,
Yeah.
phone up my phone.
Standard.
Yeah. She's got a drone that surveys me. It's all right. And then anyway, I finally answer.
It's like a ring she can log in from her phone.
Yeah.
To see so,
Jacks into the CCTV around. Anyway, I open the phone and she's crying. I'm like, fuck, crying. She's like, we did it. We got it. I'm like, what? She's like, we're finally certified. Everything's all. I'm like, no way.
so that process, like, if your manufacturer doesn't have like those specific ones, do you just send like samples to the lab and they do whatever testing and then they come back like,
Yeah.
it's sweet, or you got to change these things?
Yeah, that's right. So then you got to go through that process. The lab and the manufacturer dealing with each other and the
Yeah.
samples. You got to send them a whole bunch. And then from there, once we get that report, then it goes to the Australian government agencies that need to go through and verify all that information. And then there's another mark that we have to get. And then eventually we get a report saying, okay, pass or fail. And then you get either a certification or you get denied.
You know how you got heaps of competitors pop up now? You reckon they've gone through this? Someone's better should be reporting them, man.
That's not my...
No, I've never done it either, but like it's because I've gone through the same thing with Happy Skin Co, electrical standards, listing with the TGA and all that sort of stuff. And it just makes me think like there's the few brands that do it the right way and there's so many, you know, dodgy ones that don't. And like they'll be the ones where someone will hurt themselves, injure themselves, the product will malfunction. It makes the whole industry look bad. So it's like people that in e-com just want those quick results, but they don't realize like you can do that, but to do it the right way takes a little bit of time and like this process, particularly with a product someone's going to use on their body, you want to make sure it's 100% safe.
I think it's so liable if something was to happen. And that's the reason why we wanted this product, because it needed to be safer. And
Yeah.
we had to guarantee that safety, right? Like I ran it over with my car to test it.
Yeah.
It won't pop, you know, but obviously you got to use it right. There's labels on
Yeah.
and instructions. You
Yeah.
can only use it a certain way, but we had to do it the right way. Do it once, do it right.
What else was there in that 2 years that kind of delayed the process, do you think?
What was the original name?
Oh yeah, that was another one of the. So there was a talking to because you got pretty close, like down the process of all your branding and naming. And
Oh.
was there any samples printed with that old name?
Yeah. So we had the first variant of logos and all that sort of design work.
Yeah.
And then
We decided to change it.
we wanted to make the branding more bold and more powerful. You know, the name originally was Adira, and Adira meant strong,
Noble and powerful.
That's
You know, and Danielle really fell in love with that name.
Yeah.
You know, she really wanted to represent that, especially because people suffering with endometriosis and any chronic illness, that's what they are.
Yeah.
You know, they're warriors, they're strong. So we needed a name that suited that. And then, Yeah, so we went through the whole process, and then we were about to place our bulk order again. And it was our anniversary. We were just coming back home. We went to Happyfield.
What's Happy Feel like a restaurant?
It's a restaurant, and we were not happy there. Not
So
because of food.
how did you find out? Like what? Like
I don't even know.
so what? Obviously, like what was it? Did you do like a trademark search, or what kind of made you realize you had to change the name?
It was at the start. You were just scrolling on Instagram, and I don't know what made you go and start searching the name a lot more harder.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what it was in that moment. I had a dream. That's what it was. I had the dream the night before that someone like took the logo, the exact same font, color, and everything. So I went out for breakfast, and I was like, I need to look into this further. Started scrolling on Instagram, found a place in India that sells like briefs and underwear and all that sort of stuff, and women's hygiene. Saw the logo, and it was the exact same font. Everything was the exact same.
Wait, so had you posted this publicly at this point?
I
Like,
think we did. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a hand. It was the Instagram handle and whatnot,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. I don't know if they were there before us or after us or what happened, but we found that at that time, and we were like,
what made you decide to change? Like,
the branding from the original one to this new.
like were there
style.
trademark? Did they have trademarks or anything? Or
No, but then what happened?
Oh,
They've got trademarking in India, but under a different logo.
Mhm.
Then when I tried to trademark Adira, I couldn't do it. An IP holdings company held the name Adira.
but it was in the same class, which is fine. I mean, you can get around if it's in the same class, but there was one line that they had in that class, and they ticked it. It was heating apparatus. They had everything. It was for something completely different, but then they decided, nah, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put heating apparatus as well.
Yeah.
And that's what stopped us for getting
Yeah.
that name.
And then I got legal advice, and they said you can try and fight it. But then
There's
what
no
they would-
point pre-launch fighting
No.
that shit. Just change.
They said they would just ask you for like basically an income from the name, whatever they will ask for 2% or 5%.
As
what
if
you
it's worth
make.
that.
And I was like, no way. So
No
then,
way.
But it was hard for us because
You're so attached to the name.
yeah, and
Yeah.
people knew us on TikTok at that stage, and we had announced like we were working on something, and people were so invested in the name on everything. So it was like it wasn't as simple as all right, let's just change the name. So then we had to, because we went through and we were trying to do that whole process, and then they give you a certain amount of days to come up with a new name. Otherwise, all the money that you've spent on trying to register that name
Trademarking.
goes away.
Okay, so you were still able to register with.
Not with Adira, we had a couple days to come up with a new name, so then we didn't lose all that money that we were.
Yeah, so you could still use that money for Alia.
Yeah.
It was all right in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, we didn't know it was going to be Alia.
we did it.
Yeah.
So we still were under the.
I know. I remember the period when you were thinking about different names and stuff. Thinking about names is the fucking worst part, man.
And imagine having a deadline.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see from the videos, we work well with
deadlines.
deadlines.
I only work with deadlines, but
That's
it's
it.
too stressful.
It is.
Yeah, that was very
It's very
stressful.
chaotic. But I think I found the name. It was.
Yeah, I was at work.
Yeah.
Does it mean anything?
So Danielle, I don't know what she was saying, but a sentence came up where she was saying there's light in the tunnel. Like we'll find something. There'll be something. Just being optimistic, Danielle, as usual. And then so we were looking. I was on Instagram. Oh, not Instagram. I was on Google, just looking at names that mean powerful, noble, all that stuff similar to Adira. It was on a random website, baby names, and then right under Adira was Alia. Fuck, that looks cool.
Right underneath. as
Yeah,
well.
right underneath, and it's like spelt AILA. It's spelt forwards and backwards the same way. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to remember. Like,
Yeah, one of my friends from high school, her daughter's name's Alia.
there you go.
Yeah.
See, so it was a baby name that came up, and then right next to it,
She's actually half Lebanese, so maybe it's
It is an Arabic
Arabic
name.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
say that. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
but we've never met anybody with that name.
Yeah.
But and right next to it, the definition of that word meant light.
Wow.
And then straight away that sentence that she said, light at the end of the tunnel came.
You just
I'm like, messaged her. I'm like, I didn't ask her. I said, we found the name.
That's what he said. And I literally was like, I've got to go. I've got to make a call. Walked outside. What do you mean we found a name? He goes, Alia. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then that's it.
Yeah,
That
you were
was it.
keen from the start.
keen
No
from the
questions
start, no
asked.
questions
yeah.
asked.
So straight away, I hopped on Illustrator, fixed the logo, changed it.
Yeah.
Contacted the agency, and we got everything registered and lodged. And Alia was officially born.
Now, question I want to ask. I don't know how much you guys have thought about this and how much of it can be attributed to this. Like 2 years, like again, probably longer than you would have wanted, but at least you got to launch and obviously all the work was worth it. But how much do you think, like, honestly, of those delays and pushbacks was like a little bit of yourselves self-sabotaging or self-delaying, a bit of the fear of failure and just like, because obviously there were real things to overcome, but do you think to a certain extent it was yourselves slowing it down subconsciously?
There was a lot of that, but there was obviously the other factors as well. But I'm a perfectionist, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So I wanted everything to be right, everything to be perfect. So that obviously delayed everything.
Yeah.
For you, what do you reckon?
But I also think, though, when you go through things like this, I don't think it's meant for you in that moment. I feel like when we launch at such a perfect time.
Yeah.
When did you launch again? Like
It was July this year.
June 30th.
June 30. Bloody EO fees, right? End of financial year.
That was the day we launched. We were supposed to go to church. I had my training for like being a godfather or something like that.
Yeah.
I was telling Danielle, listen, we're going to have to launch. You're going to have to sit in the car outside and I'll be in there doing that sort of stuff. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. So I was calling my cousin. I'm like, please, can you reschedule? We worked it out. We were able to reschedule. And then I didn't tell her. She comes over. She's stressing out. I'm like, I'm going to film this shit. Like, it's mad. So I'm filming her panicking. She bought an outfit for that day. Like, this girl will go above and beyond. Surprised she didn't buy one for today. She's still beautiful.
Thank you.
And then what happened? Then I surprised her. I'm like, we're not going anymore. We're here for the launch.
What went into the launch? Now, you guys had been speaking about it for how long? Like on your socials before? No, but like how long? Like whether there was like sort of like a time frame for launch? Like, hey guys, we're launching in a month, 2 months. How long was it like really like ramping up pre-launch?
It was a week before.
Yeah, we really were like, let's just hold off as much as we can, and then
Until it was a week away.
and then just tell them, listen, it's coming.
What was the content you guys were posting in that, like, you know, a few months beforehand? Like, because everyone was really keen for the launch. You guys have done great in terms of like documenting that journey in your own unique way and this is like one of the best pieces of advice when I'm listening. Like, they can look at what you guys do and like they can try and replicate. But the thing is, like, you need to do it in your own way with your own personality, be open and honest and all. You can't copy other people's style because they'll see through it.
Exactly.
So like being able to do that and just fucking act almost like the camera's not there is a skill in of itself. But what sort of stuff were you posting? Like, still working on it? Like, what's the content that you can, because lots of people are working on their businesses and they'll realize the power of TikTok and organic content because of brands like yourself and other brands that we've even had on this podcast. But what can you be talking about and what were you talking about in that pre-launch period?
When did we have the Alia TikTok? We didn't start that till like a couple weeks before we actually launched. It was majority on her TikTok.
Just on your TikTok?
On her personal one. And then on mine was just random car stuff. But we didn't really ramp up or do anything until...
Or SodaStream stuff?
Coles.
Bloody racist Coles.
Far out, Coles. Get your act together.
I think it was just Instagram, really. But it was more because the Alia Instagram is more educational. But I think it was, through the followers that I had on Instagram at the time, the word was just getting around.
Yeah. So we're just building that email list. So
how are you getting emails?
So we just had a link, like a MailChimp website temp set up. And then from the start, we had that. So over a year and a half where we announced it, that was there and we're collecting emails. We didn't collect that many. It was like 150.
Were you like talking, like saying to people, hey, you know, put your email in? Or?
Only on live.
Okay.
Only on live when people were asking, oh, how can I find out? Where can we, you know when this is going to come out? And we were just saying, oh, go to the link.
Yeah.
Link and you'll find it and you sign up and we'll let you know when we're ready.
Yeah.
We were telling people coming soon from the start. Right? Those poor people waiting. Yeah. And we still had some of those people from the start following us till then and we gifted them Alia bottles and stuff.
Yeah.
And at what point did your like audience know what the actual product was? Did they know before it launched that it was a electric hot water bottle, or at what point did you announce exactly what the product was?
Yeah, they knew of it, but they didn't know of it to any sort of like crazy extent. Like we weren't really showing it. Our thing was just vlogging the process. We thought that was it. We didn't want to be like those big companies on TikTok trying to push product or do anything. Like we didn't want that. We were like, this is awesome. You know, we get to start this brand together. You know, we're dealing with this chronic illness together. People love that story. We're building these things. So let's just show that side.
Before, like, obviously you guys go viral almost every time you post now. But pre-launch, what was the content that kind of tended to perform best in terms of views and popping off? Like,
all the couple stuff.
The couple stuff.
It's the couple stuff that works.
All the lovey-dovey shit.
Yeah.
She was
I
just
love
posting it. She didn't even just posted on TikTok and sent me the video, and then the first video on your personal, and he had like 11K. We're like, what the?
So you didn't even like this was no UE Films crazy edits or anything.
This was the
Danielle
Films. She's got more views than I ever got. I'm fucking been doing this for years.
So what was the first like coupley video like you posted? What were you doing? Like just like a random like
It's just a like legit compilation of photos.
is that it?
Yeah, just like
Yeah, that's
Snapchat stuff that she would film.
Wow.
I'd film of us, and she would just chop it up together and post it with like a cute song.
How was that for you? Like posting that sort of stuff. Was it a bit awkward for you at the
I
start?
was like, what the fuck? Is
Yeah,
this, bro?
I know a lot of guys that would get awkward doing that
Yeah,
stuff.
like, just showing me like, being the soft side of me. I'm wearing your pajamas as a joke in the house. And she's posted me on
As a joke, he
Yeah,
says.
as
as a joke. It was very comfortable. It was as a joke, all right? Yeah, it was very weird.
Yeah. At what point did you get used to that? Because like a lot of people, in terms of getting in front of the camera, whether it be couple stuff or not, like they just let the limiting, they just let that fear of being uncomfortable and embarrassing themselves or the fear of judgment stop them from doing it. How long until for you, like obviously you didn't let it stop you, just fucking rolled with it. But how long until like you just didn't give a fuck anymore? Like it was just like whatever.
I was pretty early on, mainly because I've had like that YouTube video go viral back in the day. I bring that up because that's like, I went,
5 million plus views on a YouTube video is pretty good.
come on, bro. That's
Everyone
pretty
needs to
decent.
go. Is it on what's the channel, Joe? Is it UE Films? Is that
With films, I used to Tabish. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
I always change it.
yeah, it's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
Minecraft creeper attack in real life.
Yeah, he was actually attacked. Crazy.
So I was pretty accustomed to it because obviously when that video came out,
Yeah.
everybody in my school found out about it, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, and then my
Used to being
film
laughed
school,
at,
yeah, I was used to it. So then when she was posting, it was different because it was
Because the coupley
showing
stuff,
that side.
right?
Yeah. So that was
And being as like a Lebanese guy, like a lot of like, I'm from the area as well. Like it's not common practice for like boys like that to be really open and cutesy with their, partners. A lot of them want to be like too cool for school.
yeah.
Did you have any like, pushback or people like cousins, friends that'll be like, what are you doing, bro? Or,
Oh yeah, a lot of people were like, "What the fuck?"
not what are you
Like,
doing, but like, just be like,
They're like, "Oh, look at this bloke."
Yeah,
Yeah,
try and put it
smacking
on.
around
Yeah.
and shit. But I never was like,
you just
I
didn't
never-
care. Yeah.
I didn't give. a fuck.
Yeah. You're not like the stereotypical Lebanese
No,
guy.
I'm not traditional at all.
No, not at all.
I went to film school.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to film school.
It's like, what do you mean you're not doing concreting?
Literally, bro. So that was my path, doing that sort of stuff, and then
Yeah, well, that's another like important theme of like the podcast and the guests we have on. It's like, not doing the traditional path that's presented to you. At what point did you realize you're not going to go down that, you're not going to get a trade or you're not going to be an engineer, a lawyer or anything like that?
I remember the specific conversation I had with my auntie one day after school. I was walking home, used to catch the bus and walk home and walk past the house. So I went in that one day and I was speaking to my auntie like, oh, my dad's telling me, you got to go into construction. All her sons are in construction.
With that back of yours, no way.
Right,
you
no
wouldn't have
chance.
lasted.
I mean,
a
back
week.
then I was all right. So I was sweet. I was just stubborn. But yeah, I'm like I don't really want to, do this. Because my dad's there telling me, listen, you get into construction, you make it in that, and then afterwards you can follow your passion, do all that, because you will have all the money from construction to do
Yeah,
whatever
but
you
then
want.
you've just traded the best years of your life.
Exactly my point. So then she was like, listen, all my sons doing it, they had their own passions. They still do it on the side, but like construction is their main thing now.
So is
That
this like your
consumes them.
dad's sister?
No,
mum?
my dad's brother's wife.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so my auntie from that side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then she told me that, and I was like, yeah, man, like I just need that one person to give me that confidence and say, nah, you know what, you can do what you want.
So you're in high school at that
I
point?
was in high school, like around year 10 or year 9.
Because when did you know you were going to go to film school? Like, was that you decided kind of around that period? Were you
It
already
was-
doing like YouTube stuff or?
Oh, well, when did I? Yeah, I was in year 10 when I applied, and I got accepted straight away. Like there was an interview
Did you
process.
finish year 12 or did
I
you?
finished. I wanted to get out, but you had to be 18 to get into the
So
film
may as
school.
well.
So I was like, well, I'll just stick around, and I was doing YouTube and doing that sort of stuff
Mm.
back then.
What did your parents say? Because obviously traditionally Lebanese families are quite traditional. Like were they cool with it or was there a little bit of resistance at the start?
My dad didn't understand that at the start. He's like, what are you doing? But then he was also like, listen, I've seen you do your YouTube videos, you do all that sort of stuff. I can't convince you otherwise. If you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And as hard-headed as my dad is, he sort of understood and he let me do my thing. And then I'm like, that just gave me all the more drive to like want to prove, no, I can do this and I will make tenfold from what construction does doing this.
Yeah.
I wasn't completely right, but yeah.
Getting
yes,
close,
yes,
getting a
that's
lot
right.
closer.
Yeah.
Getting a lot closer now. And now That launch you got to both be home for, which was helpful, I'm sure. What went into like the launch? Like how did you're launching the product, you've got all these like followers, you've got people that have been following, you've got a bit of an email list. How did you actually hype up the launch? What happened on launch day? What did you post? That sort of thing.
Oh my God, what happened on launch day?
Chaos.
Daniel was at work on launch day during the day. So I was at home making sure everything was all good with the website, just making sure everything was all sweet. And then from there, building out the email sign up form.
So there was like 150 people at that point, you think?
Yeah, 150, 160 people in the email list. And then I had the email blast ready to go, scheduled it, sent it out, and realized it went all to junk. Everybody's one went to junk. A few people received it, but majority of it went to junk. So I was like, plan B. I went through, downloaded the list, and I emailed every single person individually.
One by one?
One by one.
Did you still hit junk much, or did it go through?
It went through, thankfully. I don't know how or what made a difference. I think because of like when you use Klaviyo, there's actually a thing in the back end that you can do. I figured it out. But
yeah.
So no, it didn't go to junk when I was sending them out from the actual email.
Yeah.
Because that had worked through. We've been testing out emails, like sending to myself.
So you're kind of like warming it up.
warming up that email.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest things as well. Like people think you can just like out of nowhere email 10,000 people. You're going to go straight to junk.
Oh, no way.
Straight
Like
to
think
junk.
about it. Like these platforms are used to scammers coming in and just setting up an account that day and blasting 100 emails.
I know,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, bro, you need to actually work for this, set it up, lay the foundation.
Now that launch day, was that like launch, your products are there, or was that pre-sale launch?
Pre-sale.
Yeah.
Pre-sale. And then
What happened when you hit like, so what time did this email go out? You posted a vid like,
well,
so you got the email, what time did that go out?
so that was out in the morning. The first batch was out in the morning, which went to junk. And then for like 2 hours, I was emailing everybody.
Yep.
And we're sending out a password and saying the website is going to go live at 7 p.m. so you can use the password and access it. No, the website went live at 7.
It still went live, but we couldn't do a password.
And the password was like, I don't know what was happening. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I thought I had it all figured out,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't working. People couldn't get in properly.
At 7 o'clock,
At 7. So I'm like,
take the password
rip
off.
the password off.
Yeah.
The DMs were insane.
We're like, we can't get in.
Like, what's happening? You can't get in. We're trying to buy and nothing's working. I'm like, fuck, is it the shipping? Is it this?
Are you stressing out? Because like, fuck, you don't want your launch to...
You should see the footage. Like the video that we posted is one thing, but the
actual footage.
Fuck, bro. If I put that out, we'll probably get banned from how much. Fuck, shit. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on? But yeah, we took the password off, and so people can just go in, and then it was like 1 person, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people, 12 people. We're like, what the fuck? Like, there's people on this website we've been putting up and working on for so long. There's actually people looking at this thing.
Yeah.
And even though you get all these views on TikTok back then, which wasn't as much as what's happening now, thankfully, well, whatever, thank God for now. But like that, just seeing 12 people on your site at a given time,
Yeah.
was freaky. And then that first sale, unfortunately, I was recording on my phone, so we didn't hear the cha-ching.
Oh,
But the second sale that came
you got
through,
the cha-ching?
we got the cha-ching, and that
I cried. I just
Bro.
couldn't in that moment. Yeah.
was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I will say that wasn't the first cha-ching I've ever had. Joe and I had a brand before. And our first cha-ching was this one here. So, yeah.
What brand was that?
It was called Massage. It was like
Oh, yeah.
Well, now it's actually, we should use it because we've got a cat. So that thing.
Okay, yeah.
worked out. But anyway, yeah. That first cha-ching with Alia was,
Yeah. That was unreal.
And from someone you didn't know, like a stranger on the internet, actually giving them your money, like this is what it's all about. Like that's why everyone listening who's thinking, fuck, you know what, I do want to take a risk and change my life and actually live like a really exciting life. Like without all these 2 years of work and everything you've got to put in, you don't get to experience these highs, that joy that you get, but it's so worth it.
it was
Like, would you do it all over again if you knew?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Bro,
100%.
that feeling, you can't explain it, bro. You feel like you levitate.
Yeah.
You're like floating a bit. I was still a bit scared. I'm like, make sure everything's working.
Yeah.
you know, 'cause-
Stressing out.
But like, still remember that first person that purchased, even though it wasn't that long ago. And yeah, man,
What was your, what did, so you did the email. What else did you like put out that day for the launch?
stories, and then we went on live on both Instagram and TikTok. And
At the same time?
At the same time,
Yeah,
like
cool.
she had her phone, I had my phone set up.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, like we're finally here. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we've been following for how many years, and like
That's
it's here
wild.
now. And there's still people commenting on it, like, oh, they're just asking us, oh, how does Yui deal with endometriosis? Like, we're live. Hang on.
Yeah. They're still trying to answer that
yeah,
question.
yeah. So yeah, that was our
Yeah.
I guess.
So stories, emails. Did you do like one of your like documenting, posts that went out like
that
your
was
live?
the next. Oh, we did actually though. We did just put an in the moment video. Just put a soundtrack on when the first sale came through. I quickly posted that up as well. I don't know how well that
Did it
performed.
get like many views or?
It definitely does now. I don't know how many got on that first day. Probably got like 2,000, 3,000 views.
Yeah.
But even then, that was crazy.
Yeah,
Bro, like that's 3,000 eyeballs, and then seeing
yeah.
eventually 100 and something people on the website, not at the same time, but in
Yeah.
that 1 hour, I was like, what?
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Now, how long was it in between the pre-sale period before like you had product and were shipping out
2 weeks?
No, a week actually, that following week.
next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that week in between. What's happening? How you guys, making it all happen?
Danielle was on the app every day checking the vessel. Every 3 minutes, checking it like it's moved.
It's moved a bit.
Because it sends an update like every 6 hours. So she was there.
Yeah.
And then I'd panic when there was no update. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening?
The ship is sunk. No. I'm not kidding. That week,
It
we
was.
kept getting TikToks of ships sinking, containers falling off. Like,
Yeah, you
TikTok,
see that,
what are you
man.
doing, bro?
Yeah, that was so stressful.
And then was it sitting at the docks in Australia for long, or did they release it pretty quickly?
Pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah.
The second time took longer, but yeah, it was actually a day.
Yeah. And
Okay.
what was, you mentioned like that first day you posted like a few thousand views. When was the first video that you posted that went like properly viral? Was it printing out all the pre-orders? Can you have like over 150 pre-orders?
I think it was that video. Yeah. Was it that? No,
No,
it
it
was
was that-
receiving the stock.
Not the one with the truck.
The one where we documented the pre-launch.
That's right. When we actually launched the website that day that we're talking about with the emails,
Yeah.
we made a video about that day. So
That-
How long out? Like when did you post that? How many days after the
I
launch?
think that was the
The
next,
next day.
Oh, so you edited that all.
and posted it up the next day. Or 2 days later. It was
And that one on your second day went viral?
It went viral. I think it got like 100 and something thousand or
Yeah.
200 something thousand.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is next level."
And then a few days later was when the stock arrived.
And that video went crazy.
Which one? Is that the one with the truck, or was that
Yeah.
the second time you got stuck?
That was the first time. That truck pulling up, that video got mil.
It was like it was actually my face saying,
The one where it's like reversing and stuff?
Yeah.
That's got more than 1 million views.
No, that's the second order.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
think
yeah,
about the
yeah.
second
Yeah,
order.
yeah.
That was the first order.
I can't remember that one.
It was Danielle's reaction of like, it is, that's our truck. I'm like, no, it's fucking
it was
not,
all
bro."
day because my dad's factory is where a lot of trucks come by and they park up and I'm like, we had one truck. I'm like, that's not it. Because it's just dropping my dad some stock. Go to the next truck, pass him. That's not ours. And then finally I saw direct couriers like, oh my God, it is. It's like it was.
At that point, I was
actual-
like, yeah, okay, yeah. The first three we thought was ours, and this one, but it actually was.
Yeah.
And how many? So that got 1 million views. How many sales do you reckon you got off the back of that viral video?
I think it was like 30. It wasn't that.
And these like $150 products as
Yeah,
well. Like how much you sell at 159? That's pretty good numbers just off
Yeah.
a video you didn't pay any ad spend on.
Yeah.
Pretty good fucking return.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, initially no ad spend or nothing. We're just documenting the journey. And
Yeah.
It's like people love the video and then they're falling in love with the product, and we're not even showing the product. They're falling in love with us, like
Mhm.
what we're showing in the journey, which was awesome.
What do you think, like, in terms of like going viral, like what do you think's the things that like looking at the success of your content and the videos that have outperformed the other ones, what's the main ingredient or main ingredients of a video that performs really well?
Authenticity.
Yeah, massively, 100%.
Authenticity. There's no script. There's no bullshitting. You're getting what you're getting. Obviously, in the edit, things change. The narrative changes a little bit. You know, we try to dial down the chaoticness. You'd think we'd be turning it up. No, we're dialing it down.
It's chaos.
Like, oh, they're just playing it out. Like, no.
No. Like anybody who hangs out with us will literally, you feel it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
actually radiates off us.
So authenticity. Now, capturing that, the emotion, the reactions is obviously a big part of that. How much? So, like when you post a video, like you post every day, just about when you post a video, they're usually between like a minute and 2 minutes most of the time.
Yeah, they go for around 2.5 minutes now.
Yeah. Now, how much footage are you capturing to edit down into 2.5 minutes?
Well, I'll say the most, I think. Was it 8 hours of footage?
Yeah.
It was the one of the custom, what was it? The pot plants with the bamboo, that video. We made custom pot plants. So we got these pot plants from
Yeah.
this supplier here,
Yeah.
Posh & Co. And then we 3D printed our logo, stuck it on it, made it look like concrete. and then put bamboo in it. There was a story behind why we chose bamboo from the owner of Stacks. Don, he told us his story, and it was fucking, that genuinely helped us get across the line.
Yeah.
As one of the things that helped. That video, bro, because I was filming that video for months.
Yeah.
Well, I was working on that before we even launched, and then we launched, and then things was going viral. So we were just orders every day, and I'm like, I have no time.
Yeah.
So it was just whenever we could, I was filming everything. So that was probably the hardest one. But genuinely.
And how long to edit? If there's 8 hours of footage into 2.5 minutes.
You don't want to know.
like a day or two, and I mean, like,
And are you on CapCut on your phone editing all this?
all on my phone. I don't put it on
How's
my
your
computer.
neck, man? Like,
Gone.
gets smashed.
Yeah, I mate, the Alia border helps out.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
it takes
crazy.
hours. A lot of hours of footage, hours of editing, but I'm getting better.
What about a standard one? For like people listening that think, fuck, there's no way I can film for 8 hours and edit for a day. But like
30 minutes now.
30 minutes to edit a video. Or 30
I know,
minutes of
30
footage.
minutes of footage, and
Yeah.
then like, because the way I do it is, because I've been editing videos for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
there's a little secret, and the easiest way to edit is, so I dump all the footage in the timeline, I cut out what I want to create the story, get rid of all the shit bits that I don't need,
Yeah.
and then I do a second pass. I do it in passes.
Mhm.
The second bit, I come in and I get rid of any ums, ifs, buts, dead spaces. So I tidy it up, and then from there, I will bring in a soundtrack, and then the edit changes to that,
Yep.
and it fits with the music, and then from there, it goes into like doing any zoom ins, punch ins, all that sort of stuff to make it more engaging, and then the captions.
Wow, that's actually quite similar to Joe's. Joe must have taught you everything he knows about
Yeah,
editing.
Joe told me everything. I didn't know about that.
Now, so like logistically, like just to capture the content, people can get in their own head and think it's too hard. Like, so what would you recommend for people trying to start out? Because like you've just killed it so much with organic content. I want people to be able to take this themselves. So if you're just doing any task, like what, get a tripod for your phone, $20, $30 off Amazon, and just document it. Obviously, we've all seen you taping your phone to the roof to get different angles. It's just about like, how do you set up? You just got to think whatever you're doing, get a cool
Just
angle.
put the camera there. Don't forget the camera's there. So work with the camera. Make sure you're
Cheating, rotating a little
so
bit.
the camera can see what you're doing. Don't cover it. And then just every couple, like time lapse it. Just film everything. Just film everything and then work with it later. That's my.
See, that's in terms of like me doing content. That's the biggest thing for me. I'm so busy, got to do a million things. I feel like I don't have time. But realistically, it probably would take me like an extra minute each set to set up. That's it.
You just move the camera.
It's that. But I feel like, that's why I've got Joe and I've got you. Makes it easy. A lot of people don't have the resources to be able to pay someone to do that as well. But not even like, that's not even necessarily better. Like some of the best stuff that works is just someone filming themselves and then it's all in the edit, right? It's like, but are you telling a story in these videos? Like, are you like trying to tell a story, or is it just legit documenting whatever's happening?
I mean, the day ends up being a story because it's like there's always a beginning, middle and end.
Yeah.
It ends up like, okay, Danielle's just rocked up to my house. We're going to start getting everything prepared. Something's going to go wrong because it always happens. Something's going to be chaotic. Or
Just capture the chaos.
we'll sit down, we'll start eating, or emails will come through. So we're doing customer service, and then, or a manufacturer will hit us up with like these issues, and we're trying to sort that out with like samples because we're always working on something. And then it's like all of a sudden 3 hours is flying by, and we're like, right, we've got to get these orders out. So then there's the chaos.
Yeah.
And then printing out the orders, packing them, and fucking getting them to the post office. Now we're doing pickups every now and again.
Oh, you got the pickups now.
First pickup on Monday.
Big boys.
Yes.
The pickups.
We should have done that.
What a
with
relief.
No, but it's good content.
Yeah, it is good content.
You're
Plus,
right.
everybody loves the postman.
How far are you guys from the post office?
Depending on,
Who drives?
for everybody else, it's around 10 minutes.
Yeah.
For us, it's 2. Because we take a helicopter.
Yeah. Now, in terms of like a little bit of like tactical stuff in terms of like posting and going viral on TikTok, what's some of the other little like things you've learned? So obviously you post at what time each day? You try and be consistent, post the same time every day?
Yeah, we try to post it around lunchtime. That's just what's happened. Like naturally, when we first started, I was just posting whenever. Like that launch day, that video, it was 8 p.m. by then when I just posted that video.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So then it just happened where I started figuring out like, okay, I'm posted 3 videos in a row at 12 p.m. on a Monday, on a Wednesday or a Friday or a Sunday, and then those videos would do well. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna stick with that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
It could be the content, it could be the algorithm, the timing and whatnot. But I mean, I think it's majority content,
Content.
but
Yeah.
we just stuck with those times.
Yeah, like don't if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Keep
And
it-
like other little things as well, like you just posted something before we started recording. There was a misspelling. You're like, I'm not editing it. Like
Yeah.
once it's live, I'm not
Touching it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there any other little tactical things that you've kind of picked up along the way that
Well, for us, when we first started posting, I don't know, TikTok was prompting us to add like a title. It was always saying add a description, add a description. It doesn't do that now, but we're like, okay, if TikTok is saying for us to do this, it wants it, so give it what it wants. So we would just title it something like the hook or just a brief description of what the day, is
did
gonna
you
happen.
found that helped?
Yeah.
Helped.
Really?
Because then when, as a viewer, you click on the video, you can see in the top bar what it's trending for. A lot of ours just come up as Alia Waddle because now it's trending, but some other ones would be like couples or
Yeah.
photo shoot or something like that. And, that obviously would perform well on TikTok.
Now, like if we look at the like pillars of the content that performs best, we've obviously got the coupley stuff. We've got like the packing orders and like printing labels. Obviously, that always does well. What other like sort of videos kind of really perform well, do you think?
The girl math video.
Go on that
The
video.
girl man video.
Or me doing that presentation of the highly offensive ad.
What's that one?
I've just made it's like a compilation of clips of all that sort of stuff. And that was the video that I had. I ran over the Alia bottle.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So, but I done it was like an ad, but it was like, our auntie wants the best motherfucking hot water bottle in the world. It's like this AI voice screaming at you. And then I presented that to her, like, it's going to be this video. It's going to go viral, I'm going to run this as an ad. Obviously, you can't run it as an ad. But
How did it go?
on TikTok, it went well. People loved it. They wanted to see the full version. And people were like, if I saw this ad, I would buy it. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it
it
was
was fun.
good.
Yeah. So it's just doing funny shit.
It's just, funny stuff.
And then hopping on trends like that, taping the video, taping the camera to the ceiling, trying to be early on those sort of trends, but make it about the business. Like keep it in that niche, We're not doing it and then just dancing for no reason. Like people want to see us pack orders. All right, cool. What's a different way we can show this?
Yeah.
Let's hop on the trend and pack orders, You're
Yeah.
getting the same content in a different...
And so where do you do your
different-
research? Obviously, I'm assuming you spend a lot of time on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, man, when the video's uploading, it's taking time. So you're just there scrolling, ingesting. And
So what's your process of getting inspiration? Like obviously to jump on a trend, you need to see it. Like, do you have any tactics or process you do for research, inspiration? Then do you write your ideas down in your notes on an Excel sheet? How do you kind of do that?
we used to write a whole bunch of ideas out. We haven't executed on a single one of them because everything's just been natural. So, okay, we've seen this style, do it.
Yeah.
Like Danielle would just be like, okay, listen, we're filming a video. I don't want you to know. Just set up the phones and then just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
And then it would be the girl math video, or it would be fucking, me setting up the phones, setting up the projector, editing that video and presenting it to her. It's just, okay, got the idea, just execute it. Because it's so easy for us, I have the background in videography and all that sort of stuff, so I'm always filming.
Yeah.
I can easily edit, but the videos aren't like these crazy things. Like anybody can do them. You know what I mean?
So what would your advice be to like someone starting?
Do not procrastinate. Just do it. Don't overthink it and post it.
Overthinking, I think, is one of the biggest killers of it, particularly with content. Right? It's so easy to be a perfectionist. Like you say you're a perfectionist, but like at the start, you're not going to be perfect. You need to do it and then get better and try and
The thing that I said in the video was like, put in the amount of effort equal to what that platform expects. Like for the website, go crazy. Like be a perfectionist with it. The website that we have now, I love it. I'm very proud of it. We've done well with it. The product photos, everything. Like that's where I spent hours and hours and hours on. But with the TikToks, we don't spend that much time. We try not to. It just takes time. But don't put in too much effort. Just keep it raw.
What would you say has been the most exciting day of this journey so far?
Well, what do you think?
I think it was when we sold out.
Yeah.
When we sold out and then those orders still just coming in.
Yeah.
That was
I felt so bad for the first person that purchased after because I was still
the longest wait. Yeah.
Bro, like I can't ship out your order. Sorry.
that was the most exhilarating feeling because you're like, you actually won it. At that point, you've just sold out and you're still getting orders. That feeling is untouchable.
And so like talk to me about the quantities and how they've gone up every time. Like what's the first order, second order?
First order was 500. Second order
That's a pretty big first order already.
Yeah,
It's
like-
pretty big.
that was
talking-
negotiated.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be 100. We're like, okay, test the market, get it out there, see
Yeah.
what people think. But then our suppliers like this, you've done all these customizations. We've played ping pong for 2 years now. You got to help us out now. So like, fuck, okay, well, we got to.
That's a decent amount of cash as well. Like
big,
it's
big lump sum.
putting that cash in. Do you feel like that motivated you even more to, make it a success, or you didn't think about it too much, the cash?
I don't know. For me, I didn't think about it. I was more of like, this is the price you have to pay to win.
Yeah, you got to risk it.
That's right.
Yeah, so many people like as well are afraid to put cash down on a dream, but like, fuck, what other motivator do you need? Like,
right.
you know what I mean? So many people are like, oh, I really want to change my life. I really want to have all this stuff. Okay, well, this is what the cost of, admission. This is the cost of entry into the game of, business or life.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's too much. I can't risk that.
Mhm.
Well, then what do you expect your life to be if you're not willing to do that? Now, yeah, so put that down 500 the first time. And then what's the second order?
Then 1,000 units was the second order. That came in a semi-trailer, and we blocked the road of her dad's factory for 10 minutes, bro. This is the main road in that area.
Yeah.
It was chaos. We even had people on TikTok commenting on that video saying, "Oh, I was in that red truck over there." Who knows if they're me?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was insane. So that was 1,000 units that second time. And then now, next week, we're receiving our
Tuesday.
third batch, and that's 1,500 units. So they're going up by 500 increments, but this is coming in a container.
Full container load.
Full container load. So
FCL,
we're
baby.
getting like a storage unit because we have nowhere to put it.
Yeah. So where do you have it now? Obviously, you've you've fully,
Yeah,
you rendered your whole garage, set up the Alia HQ.
Yeah.
How much stock do you hold there usually?
2 pallets at a time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and
So
we-
how many units in like a pallet? A couple hundred or
Yeah, probably like 150.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know how the math, but
A little over.
yeah, it's probably 200.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, so there was 5 pallets, whatever it equates to. I wasn't good at math. I dropped that in. Anyway, so yeah, 2 pallets at a time. We're up to the last pallet now. So luckily we placed that order when we did.
When's it arriving? You said next week.
Next week,
Ready for the content for that one?
ready for the
Ready.
content. And let's just say, fingers crossed, hopefully there's nothing with the body straps this time around.
Oh yeah. So talk to me about that issue as well. This is the things that people. Well, did you post that publicly? I'm sure.
We did, yeah.
did?
Not
Yeah.
straight away.
Most of the time, people don't show this stuff, but like this is another thing that people don't realize. Like you have to go through at the start. There's going to be little issues, QC.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a big issue in terms of the product itself, but all the straps were
It's the
wrinkled.
body strap. It was the way it was packaged. So we specifically had a way of packaging it where it wouldn't overflow or origami. It's like an art.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it needed to be the bottle on the bottom, the body strap folded in half, the bottom placed down, the charger laid in, and then folded over. They mixed that up. They didn't do it in the right way, and that caused the bottles and to move around in there, which moved the body strap. And then by the time we get to opening the package, it's completely wrinkled. The body strap, like it's not damaged, it's just wrinkled. So we're like,
We didn't realize until we quality controlled the first night. Opened the first box, we thought, okay, that's fine. What are we going to do? Then the second box, then the third, and it was just continuous at this point. We were like, what are we? And we were messaging
Every single one, pretty much.
almost every single one. I think in a box, there's 8 in a box. Majority of them, 7 of them would be damaged,
6 or
if
7
not
of
all of them. And then we were contemplating what are we going to do. We messaged her straight away. The color on the box, there was a few little minor things, and then Yui's dad brings out the steamer. He goes, "I've got this."
because my dad used to be a dry cleaner back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
So he's like, what's the material? He feels it. He's like, let me steam.
Yeah,
What
it
is
was
the
good.
material?
It's like a velvety.
Velvety.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very
Like
soft.
these chairs, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
when you drag your hand across it,
It
changes. the colour.
changes.
So
Yeah.
it's nice and soft.
So hand steaming every single one of the 1,000 or 1,000
Yeah.
pretty much had to be hand steamed
Well, we haven't done all of them yet because we're still just going through boxes
as you need.
as we go. Like last night, I was up till 11:30 steaming, which is early for steaming, but
Yeah,
Danielle does majority of the steaming when she comes in.
How long does it take to steam one, you reckon?
2 to 3 minutes.
Timed it.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you done like little time lapses of steaming all the things?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have.
we
We have. I don't know if we posted. We did post a time
we
lapse
did.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like what's next? Obviously you've come out, you've got some little like gibbets. Are they not gibbets? The gibbets are this. Obviously that's the Crocs. You've got like little pins to decorate the strap. Now, what does the future look like? What do you got coming in the next 12 months? Like that you can talk about
We
now.
can talk about.
Oh, we got a few new colours and stuff. that
Oh,
wanna come.
interesting.
Yeah, because people are always asking for new colours. So we're going through that process now, of figuring out what do we want. Like, there's a whole bunch being produce now, so we can go through and see different shades and all that stuff. Just trying to perfect it and make sure everything's all good. So that's coming.
So with adding a new color, is that like a big MOQ or?
Yeah.
Huge. But we're trying to see what we can do. Because you want them to be exclusive, I find.
Yeah, like limited edition, like stripes and stuff. That's
yeah.
cool.
For special occasions and stuff.
Yeah.
So what was that? You were looking at each other. What were you going to say or potentially?
I don't
say?
know. What were you going to say? There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot. We're in the process of changing some charges.
Oh, yes. So we're just trialing new different techniques, different charges, you know, make things easier, especially for different people like the elderly and all that sort of stuff, make it safer. But then again, once you do a new charger, you have to go through that whole process again of testing, reporting, certificate. So that's like a long time away.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
That's been in the works for a while now.
Yeah. And now you guys have experienced the age-old thing that, you know, anytime anyone launches a good, exciting product, doesn't take long before there's people trying to steal your content. There's manufacturers trying to replicate what you're doing. Your manufacturer can do things at times. Talk to me about how you guys have navigated that.
Oh,
Daniel.
I stress.
Yeah.
I stress. Yui was actually in hospital and we had our supplier message us saying, someone messaged us asking for your bottle, your box, and everything included. I looked and I was like, I'm not dealing with this.
So, like, we have a good relationship with our supplier.
Yeah.
She sends us a screenshot of somebody who screenshotted our product
Yeah.
and said, I want you to just change the logo and put my logo on. And our supplier sent this to us. They're like, we just want you to know, look what's happening. So then Danielle went into panic mode. I'm there like, I got to show these motherfuckers that I designed this box.
Yeah.
We put in the rest. We made this box ourselves. This isn't some.
That's your IP.
That's right, you know?
Yeah.
So then that video was born like the next day.
Yeah.
The hospital editing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that with your back playing up?
Yeah.
What,
That was the worst
what happened where that
I
put
don't
you in
even
hospital?
know, because obviously we used to do all the quality control and put all the products upstairs in my house because we have
Oh, I had carrying boxes upstairs.
up and
stuff.
down, up and down, up and down, far out, bro. It was the
Yeah.
worst thing. And then
Is it like sciatica or slip disc?
it was sciatica. Like I've never felt it that bad. Like I've had fucking 10 out of 10 pain. That was 12 out of 10.
Really?
It was.
I fall down the crack. I told you that could happen. Nah, he's all good. Getting warm under the lights. So fucking cute, man. So cute.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I just remember calling Danielle like,
You need
Oh,
to
I
leave
can't.
work.
I can't fucking handle this. I'm pain tolerant.
What sort of pain? Is it like a burning pain? Is it like a sharp pain, a
It was
sting?
like a cramp mixed with hell.
Like where in your back and your leg? Where does
My
it come
back and
through?
my leg, it was like pulsating on my glute, everything. It was just shooting down my left leg. It was numb, it was tensing. I felt like my leg was twisting like that.
Oh,
My back was like, boom, 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 boom. I could feel my heartbeat in my lower back. Bro, it was the worst thing.
how long did that last?
Oh, for the entire day. I was there and I finally found a comfortable spot laying down on my stomach and I had my left leg crossed over my right leg. I'm just laying flat down. So then Danielle rushed from work. It's just feeding me because I haven't moved all day. Like I was in the middle of packing orders. I'm like,
Like, and that's when you saw this competitor thing when you were in hospital.
yeah, that's when we got the DM of.
So how, you're like, oh, I'm going to fucking show you what
yeah, because I was in
next?
pain. I was like,
You're angry now. Angry,
Yeah,
like,
angry.
fuck, do it. Yeah.
I was walking.
Yeah.
That morphine kicked in, and I'm like, bro, that's it.
They gave you morphine.
Yeah.
Wild,
Yeah.
bro. That must have been some serious pain.
Yeah, bro, it was bad. It was fucking bad. Was it morphine or endo?
Endone's pretty heavy anyway.
I
Yeah.
don't know, bro,
endo's-
but I was with the fairies.
Yeah, probably endone.
Yeah,
Morphine,
no,
I'm over-
morphine. No, endo.
Endo.
Yeah,
Sorry, mate.
but endone makes some people. I remember when my granddad was on endo, make him loopy, like he'd like seeing fairies and stuff.
I
Like-
was with the fairies, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was in that.
So when he
moment.
saw that message, it was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, like when it rains, it pours.
I was in the boxing ring with that person.
Yeah. So what do you just what like this again? Like I've been through it so many times. Is you know how much effort and time do you want to put into this? But what did you guys do? What was your plan? Did you do anything? Did you just
with that person trying to copy.
yeah like
Oh
what
no,
can you
it
do?
was just more of like, okay, well, we got to let people know. We're going to let more people know about our IP and what we do. So that's when more BTS was coming out, showing more of the process, which we didn't think was possible. But it was like, how do we make this box go from this to this and that whole process?
Have you seen people launch actually with like ripping off your stuff yet? Like
There was one website, I forgot to tell you, but No. You know about the website. Some guy from Saudi Arabia, or I don't know where, fucking stole our website photos, stole our branding. The only way I found out is because I went on Google, and I always go on Google and search up Alia Bottle on different accounts so I can see how far do we rank. And we're always at number one.
Yeah.
But another website came up. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who's this guy? Like, I'm ready to go. You know, I clicked on it, and yeah, he'd ripped our photos, photoshopped out our logo. He was trying to sell the Alia bottle, saying people he had stock, just scamming.
Scamming, yeah.
And then, but because he copied all the copy on our website, he left Alia bottle there. That's why I was able to find it. Anyway, I told Daniel about it. I wasn't going to tell her because I'm like, she's going to fucking shoot somebody, bro.
I drafted a cease and desist letter straight away, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have legal grounds.
Yeah, because it's in another jurisdiction, another country. Like, what can we say? Obviously, you can message him and try to scare him off, but I'm like, all right, it's this guy.
Do you have a law degree?
I don't have a law degree. I've worked in law.
So you understand the space of it, yeah.
Anyway, long story short, I found out who it was.
You always do.
Always find out.
So did you send him anything, or you just keep monitoring?
No, he eventually disappeared.
Yeah, the website,
It's gone. Oh, you didn't know? I didn't realize I told you. But yeah, disappeared.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
and what's it been like with like competitors popping up now? Like, are they coming thick and fast? Like,
yeah, I mean,
are there multiple manufacturers making a similar product now?
now there are.
There's a few now.
Now they are, but bro, we haven't ordered those products yet and we haven't sussed them all out. But there's no way for the price that they're trying to charge, it's at the level of quality.
Nice.
Like, I would not drive over it with my car on those products. I would not fucking trust it.
With your AMG?
Fake AMG.
Fake AMG. Yeah, dude, we had exactly the same thing with like Happy Skin Co. And like, yeah, dude, we can sell for $99 too if we want, but we're going to be paying a third cost price. You know what that means? It's going to be a shit product.
That's right.
Yeah.
These ones, I'm telling you, they won't last. Like, they'll be around for 3 months, 6 months, maybe make a little bit of money, and then they'll fucking fail because everyone will be asking for their money back. There'll be, you know, people raising cases against them and injuries and whatnot. So yeah, don't worry about it. Like, my best advice for that would be ignore them as much as you can.
Yeah.
And I got caught into it, sucked into it as well, spent too much money on lawyers fighting them, even got some settlements out of some of them. But still, like, considering how much money we spent on lawyers and the time, I wasn't worth even the ones that we got settlements out of. You know what I mean? Just if they're copying you, they're always one step behind. So just keep innovating, keep doing your own thing, and they'll never be able to replicate what you do as good anyway. So just fuck it. Now, last couple questions before we wrap up. I wanted to talk to you about what it's like, obviously being in business with your partner. What's that been like for you guys? Has it been easy? Has there been some hard parts about it? How would you explain that?
Oh, it's definitely a roller coaster, but I wouldn't do it with anybody else. Like, that fucking battle that we go through every day is like you're entering the arena with your partner, and it's like, you know, she's ride or die.
Yeah.
So like we're going nuts. But yeah, we have our little moments, you know, little friendly fire every now and again.
Classic, yeah.
But it's just hard, I guess, to mix.
Yeah, I think it's hard to separate business and life.
Like,
You know,
It becomes all the same thing when you're really in this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Danielle loves checking her emails while we're out at dinner.
Yep.
Like, bro, chill. Let's just don't worry about that fire. We'll be fire brigade tomorrow. Today we're just Danielle and Yui on a day.
Like, sometimes it's hard to switch off, and then you're like that
Yeah, of
sometimes,
course.
where he's like, "I've got to edit this video," and then he'll jump on CapCut in the middle of us
Dinner as well.
in the middle of dinner, or us having like a nice chat or something, and it's just like we need to sometimes kind of separate.
What's your favorite part about working with each other?
I think relationships in general, it's never 50-50.
Mhm.
So I pick up where he leaves off, and he does the same with me. So I think that's the good thing. So I could be having a really off day, and then he picks up, like I could be 80%, he picks up the remainder, or vice versa. So I think that's the exciting thing, because you just never know. Every day is a different day. He could be fiery because he hasn't eaten yet and he's trying to steam or do something. And then I might be fiery because I've driven 45 minutes and I was there the night before and I'm just exhausted. And, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. I think it's,
That was crazy. I didn't realize you live so far away from each other.
Yeah, bro. 45 minutes each way.
Yeah. Really gotta put in the hard yards, right?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, no.
So we'll wrap up. One last question though, in terms of like, obviously you guys have had a really fast start. Like you've had some good success, runs on the board early. What does 2024 look like for you guys? Like, how are you going to start to scale and grow? Like, first of all, you're already doing so well with organic content. How do you increase the output that's doing? And then what other channels are you
Well, I think 2024 we'll have a new HQ. We'll have a bigger space finally.
Hectic.
A place with a studio and whole facility downstairs. We'll hopefully have our first hire, you know, somebody in the warehouse who can, if there is anything with steaming, we don't need to do it. Okay, you can take control of that. But obviously, we love that process, so we'd still be doing that sort of stuff. But yeah, having that first hire to help us out.
Yeah.
Content-wise, I just keep...
Give it the content kick it needs.
That's right. Give it, hook viewers in and keep them engaged. Yeah. Well, what do you think 2024? Besides...
I don't know. Everything you said, really. I think just expanding a little bit more. And then I really want to, for the business itself, I want to have like community events and tapping in the community more. I feel like 2024 would be more about the community, giving back and holding events for people with chronic illness and having, just everyone come together.
So spreading more awareness, especially for the boys. Like, we're teeing something up now with the Jap House boys. Shout out to them. You know, we're going to do little events just to educate boys, because I had no fucking clue at the start what it was. And, you know, going along this journey and seeing all the comments coming through, people DMing, you know, you got to...
Like you said, if like 1 in 9 women in Australia have it, that means like 1 in 9 boyfriends, partners have it.
That's right, bro. Your mum could have it, your sister could have it, your daughter, your wife, bro. And if you're not educated, you don't know how to handle it. You may think she's broken, you may think she's this, when that's not the fucking case.
Yeah.
You need to figure it out.
Yeah.
Through it.
It's exciting, man. It's got a big year ahead. I feel obviously you guys are part of like the Viral Brand Builder crew from the beginning. So it's going to be exciting as well to start scaling the ad side as well. Obviously you've got such a great foundation in terms of what we can achieve with that once we really start scaling ads even more. And obviously you've got to a pretty good point with ads already, profitable this early in, doing really well. Big things coming for 2024. So let people know that are listening where they can either find yourselves in some of this chaotic couple content or Alia Bottle itself.
Yeah, so TikTok on Alia Bottle, Instagram Alia Bottle, Danielle's personal Instagram.
Danielle Weeby.
DM her there if you have any questions. Or boys, if you have any questions, DM me. Yusuf Tabish on Instagram.
There we go.
Yeah,
and if you're on YouTube, type in Huey Films Creep. What's the game?
It's called Alia Bottle.
We'll leave it at that. Anyway, all right. Thanks so much. You guys are the best.
Thanks.
Excited for a big 2024. No worries.